Today, I'm going to present a video documentation of the Buddhist cultural heritage of Bengal. And in doing so, I have selected the very popular and the mystic songs of Bengal. By Bengal, I mean the songs which are popular in both Bangladesh and India. So these mystic songs, which were originated from the earliest poem songs in Bengali, and those were composed by the Buddhist monk poets or Siddhacharyas. And these songs have been discovered by the famous Buddhist scholar Mahamohopadhyay Hariprasad Shastri from the Royal Library of Nepal in the 20th century. So before my presentation, it will be a video presentation. I want to say something on the Buddhist cultural heritage of Bengal. As we all know that ancient Bengal was a seat of Buddhist imperialism, art and culture. Buddhism indeed is a basis of Bengal's linguistic and cultural heritage, because just now I have told that we have the earliest poem song written in Bengali language, which were composed by the Buddhist monk poets, the Siddhacharyas. When Buddhism began to decline in different parts of India, it took its last shelter in Bengal. And we have travelers like Fahian, Huensang, they have recorded innumerable informations about Bengal's Buddhism past. And they have the pilgrims, the travelers have longed to explore the Bengal's Buddhist monasteries, monuments, chaityas, the viharas, and other ancient ruins. So, if we study only the archaeological evidences to reveal Buddhism's past, I think that we may arrive at incomplete conclusions, because unless the Buddhist literature, the text, the sculpture, the paintings, and our Bengal's indigenous culture, that is the music, the dance, and the folk theatres, are also studied together and in a comparative way, we cannot understand the true wisdom of Buddha. Actually, when Buddhism originated in Bengal, there is no as such historical evidence, but we have seen that Buddhism flourished in Bengal in the 7th century. And we have a lot of Buddhist scholars who were originally from Bengal, and they have acclaimed popularity outside Bengal. To name a few, there is Shilabhadra, who was in charge of the Nalanda monastery, and Huensang came to study under him. We have Atisha Srigyana Dipankara. Both were from Bangladesh, and they converted Tibet into Bengali Buddhism, and they enriched Tibetan literature by writing in both Sanskrit and in Tibet. And of the two forms of Buddhism that prevailed in Bengal, that is the Mahayana and Hinayana, Mahayana forms are the most accepted ones. And in Mahayana, there are several mystic forms, and these Buddhist monk poets from the 10th to 12th century, they practiced the Vajrayana form of mysticism. So today in my presentation, you will see some songs with English subtitles, and the song corresponding to the mystic song of Bengal with the original Charya poem. And because the reason why I have brought these songs in this forum is that these mystic singers of today's mystic singers, namely the Baul, Fakir, and Dorbeshai, and those of the Charya composers, we can say that they are the pioneers of mindful communicators. They are the great sources of mass communication, because they used to raise voices against social injustice. In their poems, we see their day-to-day life, and they used to address the people. In the apparent layer, we see all these things. They are raising their voice against the social injustice, and underneath, there are some metaphysical issues, some philosophical aspects which are very similar in the use of allegory and metaphors with those of today's Baul, Fakir, and Darvish Shai. Another thing I want to mention that the cultural heritage of Bengal is incomplete without the works of Nobel laureate Rabindranath Tagore, because he was an ardent follower of Buddhism. I may try here, though there is no as such a formal stage, but I'll try to recite from the original Chaudhry poem with his English translation, and I want to reveal it through the language of dance before going to my presentation.
The body is like a fine tree with 5 branches. Darkness enters into the realm, into the restless mind. Dira Karya Mahasuha Pariman, Luri Bhanai Guru Puchyojan. Sara Samahya Prahikariyal, Sukha Dukhate Vijit Madhyam. Strengthen the quantity of bread, please, says Bean. Learn from asking your Guru, why should one meditate? Surely one dies out of happiness and unhappiness. Eriyoi chanda kabandha karana kapachira rasa, sunupaka kiti neguru pasa. Bhanai lui amne samne bitha, dhamana chamana veni kontuta baitha. Set aside binding and fastening in false walk. Embrace the wings of the void. Louis says, I have seen this in my meditation. Inhalation and exhalation are seated in each feet.
বেড়ে অগাধ পানি ও তার নাই কিনারা নাই তরুণী পারে বেড়ে অগাধ পানি তার নাই কিনারা নাই তরুণী পারে
ওরে বাঁশি শুনে বনে বনে বাঁশি শুনে বনে বনে ময়ূর নাচে রে এখনো সেই বৃন্দাবনে বাঁশি বাজে রে এখনো সেই বৃন্দাবনে বাঁশি বাজে রে হায় হায় এহেন সোনার নৌকা জলে ভাই সাজায় নদী দেখিয়া পরানো কান্দিয়া যায় হায় হায় হেন সোনার নৌকা জলে ভাই সাজা